Morning crafters, welcome back to another segment of KISS. Keep it simple, Sylvia. Today is the second week that we're going to continue with our storage ideas, but it's actually the third week in January. And what we're going to do is we're going to make another unit that's going to hold like my pencils. I have a ton of regular colored pencils and water pencils, and I just want to organize them all by color. Right now I currently have them just sitting in a holder like this, and it to me it's just hard to distinguish some colors sometimes because they're awfully close. And so I thought, well, like how I do with my Copics, I want to arrange them by color. So what I'm going to use today is there's a couple options that we can use. I'm using both of these flat rate boxes that you get in the mail. This one is considered the medium, and it has an opening. That opening is not quite 2.5, maybe 2.25, a little over 2.25 inches. And then there's another one. This is the large priority mail box, and this opening is wider, and it's about 3.5 inches. Either one of these makes great storage units. This one, we're also going to use our toilet tissue rolls. Now with the smaller one, you can put the toilet tissue roll in, and when you put the toilet tissue roll in, it will you can let them stagger like this, and so you have storage here and you have storage here. Or what you could do is you can actually flatten this. Let me push it down. And you have a nice flat little opening that you can actually glue side to side and top to bottom. And it will hold lots of pencils, lots of them. It'll even hold my Copic markers. At least maybe if I'm lucky, two rows deep. So that's one way to use these packing boxes and these tubes. This is the bigger one, and you can see that the toilet tissue rolls go side by side. And that's how I'm going to use them. I'm just going to stack my toilet tissue rolls. If I let go of that, it's going to fall in. Just like this, side by side in this unit. And what I have to do, because this is so big and my pencil, obviously is not as big as the box is, I have to measure the box and decide where I want to cut it and how much of my pencil I want sticking out. Well, obviously the toilet tissue holder is smaller than the length of the pencil, but if I mount it in the box about halfway in the box, that'll still give me support where it's not going to tip forward or backwards. If I mount it back down here, it's going to have an awful lot sticking out, and it very likely could fall out of the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount my toilet tissue rolls about halfway down the box. And I want the tip of the pens to be sticking out a little bit because it just makes it easier for me to grab. And then as you wear them down, it's going to be more and more difficult to try and fish them out of this little tube here. So I'm going to cut the box right about here. So with that, I'm going to try to measure as straight across as I can. And then just draw a line. And I'll use that line for cutting. And if you're good with using an X-Acto knife and directly with your ruler, that's great. But I'm not. Otherwise, it'll just be all zigzaggy on me. So this actually measures 5.25 from the bottom. So that's what I'm going to use for my measurements all the way around the box here. Just getting the box all marked up so I can cut it straight. Now, when I get this cut, I have the option of painting it, putting scrapbook paper down on it, dressing it up pretty, inking it, stamping it, just doing different things on it. And you do have to cut all the way through the cardboard on this, not like the core board that we used in the last project. Okay, I've got it cut apart. Now, don't throw this part away because we're going to use that for another storage idea. So I've got this all cut now. you can see that my tubes are smaller than the actual box. And you can actually see that these two tubes are different in size. Remember when we started working with the toilet tissue tubes, I mentioned that they come in all sorts of different sizes. You'd think that they would be standardized in the industry, but they're not. So this is a good example. But it's not going to make any difference in this project. But if you want to make sure that you've got them all the same size, just find the ones that match up. Okay, so we've got this all cut now. And I'm going to put my toilet tissue rolls in like this. I'm not going to push them all the way to the back. And then I'm going to have a holder for my pencils so I can get them all organized by color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some hot glue and just glue these all in place. So let me get that hot glue gun set up and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to glue the tissue tubes together, and gluing them together outside the box is a lot easier than trying to glue them together inside the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sections of 2. Because remember how I'm going to get it side by side. I'm just going to get my hot glue, lay some hot glue down here, stand these 2 together, press them together until they set up. And now I'm starting to build what's going to become the inside. But when you want to build this, you want to make sure you glue the insides together so that they don't pop up when it's inside, and then you want to make sure that you glue the tops and bottoms together and the sides together. So that's a little difficult to do when you're doing 2 by 2 inside of that box. So if you assemble it on the outside of the box, then when you stick it in, you only have to worry about the bottom and the sides as you're building your little unit. It just makes life easier. And so I'm just going to hold my tubes together till they set up until I get as many as what will fit inside there also. Now you can add some of the units. You don't have to wait till the very end. Like I could glue 4 together and then all I have to worry about is putting, on, like if I do these 2 like this, then I can glue these 2 together here. And then when I set it in the box, I can glue the bottom and then the sides. And this as a unit will be easy to sit in. If I want to, I could do 2 at a time and get them glued in place. And then add another 2 on top and on the sides, and then keep building it like that. Or I could build a unit of 4 and stick it in. Now anything over 4 I think is a little difficult to work with, but it's just up to you however you feel more comfortable working with it. I'm going to do the 2, lay the glue down on the bottom, and then on the sides. And remember, it doesn't have to go all the way down on the side, just so that you get some kind of adhesion. And then I want to make sure I stick this in where I want it. And make sure it's level as I'm pushing in here. I don't have any of it sticking up. It looks like I got it pretty good there. And then I'll just do the same with this one. Just keep building like this. And then run some down on the sides. Hold it in the center, twist it, line them up, press them, hold them in place. I'll try and do that so you can see it this time. Okay, so let me glue some more together. And I'm trying to find tubes that are the same height. Okay, so I'll glue these together like this. Hold them together till they set up. If you wanted to, you could paint your tubes before you put them in, but you know, to add color or keep the inside white, or you could have spray painted the whole thing white, spray painted the whole inside, however you want to decorate this. Okay, so I got that set up. Now I'm just going to run some tube down some glue down this thing here, and then on the sides. Whoops, ran out of glue stick. Gosh, you go through a lot of glue with hot glue guns. This is probably already setting up on me. And if that's the case, just go back over it with the tip of your hot glue gun, and that'll remelt that glue and get it nice and hot again for you. You don't have to squirt any more out. Okay, and then I'm going to put it inside, twist it, and then match it up. Hold it till they're stuck together. Make sure they're level, stuck on the sides. And then I have another two glued together and do the exact same thing. See how this is building? Isn't this going to be nice? If you want to, you can even use it for like your different kinds of glue storage. You know, you can put your different glues in it. I have to pull that one back out so I have the little tip showing so I can reach it. But, you know, if you have a lot of different kinds of glues, you like to having different kinds of glues handy, can you use it for that? Okay, so I'm just going to keep building this and I'll be back when it's all done. Well, I've got it all done and I put designer paper on the sides. I thought that was kind of cute in the alphabet. And then I just did some light brushing because I painted the inside an off-white. If you can see that. And then I just did some dry brushing on the sides just to bring it down. And now I've got all my pencils, my watercolor pencils, organized by color. And I had room in here to put my palette knives and my charcoal pencils and my point, you know, this is just sandpaper so you can get a point. And then just some of the brushes that I like to keep handy, that I'm not too fussy about, so I can use these in multimedia projects and stuff. So there you go. I've got my little, now it can set up like this on my desk, or it can set down like this. And I'm probably going to use it down like this because of, I do have space that I'm going to put this in. So there you go. Simple little way to organize your pencils and pens. And like I said, I like everything organized by color. So now I can see all my yellows and the greens. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish the greens from the blues and the blues from the purples and stuff. And you got my blacks and my grays and all the different browns. And so I'm a happy camper. I like this. I think this is really great. And it's going to work real great on my desk. Well, there you go. Another simple little storage idea on how to organize. And I hope you enjoyed this episode and join me again here back next week when we come up with another project. Who knows what that's going to be. Okay, thank you, crafters. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now. Hey, crafters, it's bonus time. Since we were working with the cubes, I just had to show you another quick and easy little project that I do a lot. Um, You know these credit cards that you get in the mail? Some of them are plastic, some of them are, just cardboard, prettied up cardboard. Save these. You can see I've got quite a collection here, but I use these all the time. I use them for smoothing out paper that I glue down. I use it for spreading multimedia. I use them for spreading paint. They're just so handy. And then, when you're done with it, you just pitch it. So, you get all these goofy things in the mail through the years. Hang on to them. I got a cute little container here, and I just throw them in here, and when I need one, I got one. So anyways, what I'm going to show you is you take a toilet tissue roll and you cut it in half. Now, judge as best you can. Don't even try to measure it. This is just a quick and dirty. Okay, so you've got it cut in half. And don't worry if it's if you push it out of shape, because we're going to smush it back into shape. And you can see mine aren't cut exact, and that's no big deal. I don't care. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue them down to the credit card holder here. And oh, not credit card holder, just the goofy credit card. Just lay a nice bead of glue down on the bottom here and hold it on the credit card until it sets up. And then we'll do the other one. And I'm putting it on the edge I cut because that's not as smooth and even as the edge that came with the tube. And then I'll put a little bead down the side here so I can glue these together on the side too. And just line it up on your little credit card. You don't really want to be over if you can help it. Kind of visualize where everything is. And then just hold it in place till it sets up. And then once it's set up, what I do is I run another bead of glue down on the bottom. And wait, the reason you're doing this is that you need a bottom for your little holder here. And I just run a bead of glue down here. See, I'm not being real even with this. Okay, and so then when that's all set up, you can paint it, you can do whatever you want to it, and it makes a cute little holder like this. What I did is I put some Lindy's Stamp Gang Magicals in some matte media, and I just put a cute little design on here, and I have this on my desk for my stumps and my tortillons for blending. Now you could use this for anything, and it's just a cute little, see how quick and easy that is? Cute little holder, dual holder like that. Just by recycling a toilet tissue roll, cutting it in half, and using one of those credit cards. And you can decorate it any way you want to, fix it up, make it look real cute. Once again, if you wanted to, you could use this to hold glue. It's small, so you could use it to hold some of the little tiny things that you have on your desk. And I like having these handy, so when I'm working I can just grab them real quick. And because this whole thing doesn't take up a whole lot of real estate, I can make a lot of these and just spread them wherever I want them on my desk. So I just wanted to share with you another cute, simple little thing that you could do by cutting just one tissue paper in half and mounting it on one of those goofy credit card application things you get in the mail. So thank you, crafters, for joining me again this week, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye for now.